Attention seniors, take a moment to read this carefully. Many American homeowners, especially those who are retired or on fixed incomes, are missing out on valuable property tax relief programs that were created specifically to help them. These programs are completely legal and have been available for years, yet a large number of seniors never take advantage of them simply because they don't know they exist or don't know how to apply correctly. The information I'm sharing today could potentially help you lower your annual property taxes in a legitimate way and keep more money in your pocket for the things that matter most in retirement. The average homeowner in the United States paid around $4,271 in property taxes last year. For many senior homeowners, that number ends up being higher than necessary. This isn't because they made any mistakes in their calculations, but because they haven't applied for the senior-specific exemptions and reductions that their state and county already offer. According to data from the AARP Foundation, millions of older Americans qualify for these property tax reductions by law, but only a small percentage actually complete the process and receive the benefits. This knowledge gap exists because local governments do not automatically reach out when someone turns 65 or becomes eligible. There's no automatic letter or phone call informing you that you may qualify for significant savings. One of the most helpful programs available in many parts of the country is known as the Senior Homestead Exemption. Depending on the state, it might also be called the Senior Property Tax Exemption, Senior Assessment Freeze, or something similar. The core idea is the same. It reduces the taxable value of your home, which directly lowers the amount you owe in property taxes each year. In some states, the program goes even further with an assessment freeze that locks in your home's taxable value at the time you apply. This means that even as property values and taxes rise for your neighbors, your taxable amount can stay the same for as long as you own the home and remain eligible. These programs can make a real difference in retirement. Many seniors live on fixed incomes from Social Security, pensions, or savings, and rising property taxes can put real pressure on their monthly budget. Lowering that tax bill can free up money for healthcare, groceries, home repairs, prescription medications, or simply enjoying life with more peace of mind. Savings vary depending on where you live, but they often range from several $100s to several $1,000s per year. Over time, especially if you stay in your home for many years, these savings can add up to a very meaningful amount that supports a more comfortable retirement and helps you maintain your independence longer. Let me share a real-world example that reflects what happens to so many families. Consider Carol, a 68-year-old retired public school teacher from Illinois. She taught for 26 years and bought her home outside Springfield back in 2001 for $162,000. By 2024, the assessed value of that same home had climbed to $310,000, and her annual property tax bill had grown to $7,400. Carol paid that full amount every single year without complaint. She was a responsible homeowner who always took care of her obligations on time. Then one day, a neighbor casually mentioned something called the Senior Assessment Freeze. Carol had never heard those words before. She decided to look into it on her county assessor's website and discovered she had actually been eligible since 2021. That meant 3 full years of overpaying thousands of dollars more than she legally needed to. No notice had ever come in the mail, and no one from the county had reached out to let her know. Stories like Carol's happen every day in different states, reminding us how important it is to stay informed about local benefits and talk with friends and family about these topics. Carol's story is not unusual. It represents what is happening to hundreds of thousands of senior homeowners across the country right now. The AARP Foundation runs national programs to help bridge this exact gap because the need is so widespread. Many seniors work hard their whole lives, raise families, pay their taxes on time, and still end up missing benefits that were designed to support them in their later years. Local community groups, senior centers, and organizations like AARP often provide free assistance and guidance for those who need help filling out forms or understanding the requirements. So how exactly do these programs work? Your local county calculates property taxes based on the assessed value of your home. A senior exemption lowers that assessed value before the tax rate is applied. For instance, if your home is assessed at $300,000 and your state offers a $50,000 exemption for qualifying seniors, you would only be taxed on $250,000. In states with an assessment freeze, the taxable value is locked in at the level it was when you successfully applied. This protection can become more valuable over time as real estate values continue to rise in many parts of the country, giving you greater financial stability year after year. The actual dollar savings depend heavily on your location. In New Jersey, some seniors see maximum savings reaching several $1,000s per year under their freeze programs. In Texas, homeowners age 65 and older can receive an additional $60,000 exemption on the appraised value, which often translates to roughly $900 or more in annual savings on school district taxes alone, depending on local tax rates. In Illinois, once the senior assessment freeze is approved, your taxable value stays locked, protecting you from yearly increases. New York has also expanded options in recent years, allowing certain localities to offer substantial exemptions. Other states have their own versions with different amounts and rules. The key point is that these benefits are real and available, but they require action on your part. Every state and even individual counties can have slightly different requirements, so it's always best to verify with your local office for the most accurate details. Now it's important to understand why so many eligible seniors never receive these savings. Property tax relief programs are not automatic. There is no national or state system that automatically flags your record when you turn 65 and sends you an application. The responsibility falls on the homeowner to find the program, confirm eligibility, gather documents, and submit the correct form before the deadline. Many counties have limited staff and budgets for outreach, so they don't actively promote these programs the way some people might expect. That's one reason the AARP Foundation and similar organizations have stepped in with volunteer efforts. In recent years, their work has helped seniors access millions of dollars in combined tax relief, showing just how many people were previously missing out year after year. Even when seniors do find the right information, challenges remain. Deadlines are one of the biggest obstacles. These dates are rarely printed clearly on your regular tax bill. For example, some counties in Florida have a March 1st cutoff for additional senior exemptions. In Texas, it might be April 30th, while other states run as late as July. If you miss the window, you usually have to wait until the next tax year. That's another full year of paying more than necessary. Planning ahead and marking these dates can prevent unnecessary delays and give you peace of mind. Another common issue is filing the wrong form. Most counties offer several different property tax relief options at the same time. There's the Senior Homestead Exemption, the Senior Assessment Freeze, Circuit Breaker Credits, and the General Homestead Exemption that applies to all homeowners, regardless of age. These programs have different eligibility rules, different deadlines, and different application forms. If you submit the wrong one, the county typically processes it as submitted and denies it without calling or asking for corrections. You receive a denial letter weeks later, and the opportunity for that year is lost. One of the most frequent reasons for rejection is missing documentation, especially around the income section. Many states have household income limits for these programs. Illinois, for example, has a limit around $65,000 per year for some benefits, while other states set different thresholds. If your application requires proof of income and you don't attach it, the application is often automatically denied. That's why preparation matters so much. Taking time to gather everything in advance makes a big difference and greatly improves your chances of approval on the first try. Here's a clear step-by-step guide you can follow to improve your chances of success. Start by confirming your eligibility. Most programs require that you are at least 65 years old, that the home is your primary residence, and that you own it outright or are paying a mortgage in your name. Some programs also consider your total household income, so review the exact rules for your county and state before moving forward. Rules can vary quite a bit from one place to another, which is why checking locally is essential. You can call your county assessor's office if you have questions. Many offices are helpful and can provide basic guidance over the phone without any cost. Next, locate the correct form. Always go straight to your county assessor's official government website. You can search using terms like Senior Homestead Exemption application, along with your county name and the current year. Avoid third-party websites that might charge fees or provide outdated information. Official.gov sites are the most reliable source. Gather your documents before you start filling out the form. Common requirements include proof of age, such as a driver's license or birth certificate, proof of ownership like your most recent deed or mortgage statement, and income verification if there is a limit. This could be your prior year's tax return or a Social Security award letter. Having everything ready prevents delays and reduces the chance of rejection. Check the deadline for your area as soon as possible. Search for your county's property tax exemption deadline for this year. Write it down, mark it on your calendar, and set phone reminders. Because no one else will notify you, staying on top of this date is important. Finally, submit the application. Many counties now allow online filing, but you can also mail or deliver it in person. Keep copies of every document you send and request a confirmation number or receipt. If you believe you qualified in previous years, ask the assessor's office specifically about retroactive filing options. Some states allow you to claim benefits for 1 to 3 prior years, which could result in a refund or credit for taxes you already paid. This retroactive option can provide a nice financial boost if you've been eligible for several years without knowing it. Taking these steps doesn't require hiring expensive help. It's something you can do yourself with a little time and attention. This benefit is not charity or a government giveaway. It's a policy written into law in many states to help seniors remain in their homes and manage costs during retirement. The money you save is money that already belongs to you under the rules that exist. Think about what even a few $100s a year could mean over a decade. That's money for better health care, home modifications to age in place comfortably, visits with grandchildren, travel, hobbies, or simply reducing financial stress. For people like Carol, discovering the program meant the possibility of recovering thousands of dollars in overpayments from previous years and easing the burden going forward while planning for the future with greater confidence. If you're watching this and you're a senior homeowner, I encourage you to set aside some time this week to look into your local options. Pull up your county assessor's website, review the senior programs, and see if you qualify. Share this information with other seniors you know, whether it's your parents, neighbors, friends from church, or members of your community group. Many people are in the same situation, quietly paying more than they need to, because the information never reached them. A simple conversation could make a big difference in someone's life and help build stronger support within your community. At Senior Wellness Hub, we focus on bringing you practical, trustworthy information that helps improve life in retirement. From tax relief and healthcare tips to simple ways to stay independent and comfortable at home, our goal is to support you with clear, actionable advice you can actually use every day. Take care of yourself, stay informed, and don't hesitate to take that first step toward claiming benefits you may already be entitled to. It could turn out to be one of the smartest and most valuable things you do this year. Wishing you lower taxes, greater peace of mind, and many more comfortable years in your home.